Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I am sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth. And then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lamoire was attacked because of this testimony. What, Trucy? Paulo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Apollo can be cool. Don't discredit him. Alrighty. Hey guys, welcome back. It's late here. And it's time, I think, hopefully, to fully corner and destroy Darien Crescent. Oh boy. Last time we found out about the smuggling for the cocoon, and then we went to ask Machi about it. We were having a conversation, which Darien ends up interrupting, and he finishes it off for the whole, I never liked you, either of you. If that's not bad guy talk for I'm the culprit, then I don't know what is. Alright guys, let's continue. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Marianne, wait! I never liked you. Either of you, see? Bro, just confess already, jeez. Huh? Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. What? Eek! What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Oh, it's him. Oh, it's this guy. Great. Talent Grimier, I exclaimed as he walked in through the door. Normally. Not Apollo narrating his dialogue. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valant? A preposterous proposition. How could I stand upon the— huh? How could I stand to stand upon— okay, whatever. Why, my secrets will be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Ooh, with vanishing magic? Indeed. I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. That's some amazing magic you've got there, dude. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A Grand Grimier glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. Glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell. He flew away, and there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Well, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Okay. Usually it involves cutting— what? That went too fast. It involves cutting up things, or like people or elephants or the Eiffel Tower, anything really. Oh my gosh. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Lamoire's disappearing act, and Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? That is curious. Excuse me, sir. Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. Really? We've been standing here the whole time. You couldn't have told us earlier? And you guys have just been standing there too! Don't you have a job to do? The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? This is a first. It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great. I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Did you forget already, Apollo, that the Chief Justice's son is sick? Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning, the judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper, if you care to read about it yourself. Incuritis. Oh, article about the Chief Justice's son who is inflicted with incuritis. Incuritis syndrome, first case in country. Oh! Oh ho ho! Okay. Alright. I mean, we know the... whatchamacallit? What's it freaking called? The thing that Lutus was investigating, the thing. It cures incuritis. Incuritis, where have I heard that before? Oh, come on, Apollo. I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. What's that thing called? Cocoon. Thank you. My gosh, I can't believe my brain forgot the word cocoon. Like, what the heck? Here goes nothing, I suppose. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machi, our suspect fortissimo. Right, it's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuritis, was it? The article said there is no known cure. Fair judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Wow, what a poet. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked Interpol about that number. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Roman Lutus. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's a great help. Oh, right. And then Lemoire says it was him. I heard. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Dun, dun, dun. Wait. Voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. It was him? Alright, so we heard this already. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darianne would guest star in this season's cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Oh, right. It just hit me. That Lemoire was attacked last time. I forgot about that. Darianne Crescent is a member of my band, the Gavineers. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet after investigation, I have found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Weren't you aware of her forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. Alright. Gavineers ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took center stage. Only performers appearing were myself, Lemoire, and Machi, along with a drummer and bassist, for a total of 5. Oh, so we had to prove it took place during the second act, that's it. Okay. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Lemoire and the defendant, Machi Tobai, had left the stage at that point, and the Gavineers were already rocking. The This is when 2 shots ring out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lemoire herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. And she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescent talking. But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was... Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila. Perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true, when I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darien Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged. Which means that Lemoire was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. If it did take place during the second set, that would make sense why she heard it anyway. Why she would be backstage walking, right? 'Cause she was walking to her set. Then that means, I guess the gunshots were planned ahead to ring out during that time? I don't know. Very well, of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections. Uh-oh, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now... Heck, Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lemoire might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? Okay. And then he comes and ruins the whole thing. Jeez, Darien. Machi was trying to tell us something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him, under oath. Very well, the court finds the defendant, or what was his name again? Your Honor. Oh, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquis or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who until now has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tobai to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as I love you and where's the toilet? Oh, Clavier. The defense would like to request Lemoire as the interpreter. Lemoire? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. That is kind of true, honestly. But at the same time, she seems like an honest person. I don't know. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Bravo, Herr Forehead. Herr Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lemoire lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. For now. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lemoire to the witness stand. Oh, here we go. I suppose there is a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lemoire. Yes. He says Machi Tobai, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. I mean, come on, Apollo. He wouldn't screw up his name. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? Heck, I hadn't thought that far yet. Apollo? Are you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lamore? Just now, Machi said there is something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. Ugh, the suspense is killing me. You and me both, Apollo. What? 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 Me in school when there's drama going on, and I want to hear it, but I don't want to be involved. Well, Lamore? According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? This is a surprise, much like this entire case. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo, we did it! This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony, Lamore, I mean Machi. Please testify to the court. Very well. What could this proof be, I wonder? He says that word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. Unless he actually knows English. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lamore to know the meaning of that song. Lamore, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Come on, leave his forehead alone. Lamore might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday, it'll work today. Oh, are we gonna proceed right off the bat? Oh, we are. Okay. Not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. This should be the statement, right? I mean, if I'm guessing we're trying to prove that he does understand them. But, I mean, we don't want that, but like, you know, you get what I mean. Can we go over to Lamore? So I don't think it's Machi lying. Yeah, look, this guy, he has the best poker face. Oh! Wait a second. His eyes are shifting. His eyes just shifted. Am I crazy?
Gotcha!
Yeah, that's it. Machi, you can't fool my eyes. You glanced toward her the very moment Lamore said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that, he understands me. Ooh. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? Well, what are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. Uh-huh. Alright. What? Give me a break. Okay, Apollo, calm down. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I am sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? Oh, jeez. It is simple, so simple it hardly requires an explanation. If I remember, he read about it in the newspaper. If I, remember right, oops. Article about the case, it doesn't mention the lyrics of Lamoire's ballad. Got him. Got him. The newspaper? The Virginian Daily... I still don't know how to say this. Bugle? You can buy it in this country these days, you know? We have already begun the report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. Here we go.
Take that!
I have here a Virginian newspaper, the Virginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? Ooh. That's right, it doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is all this about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Virginian newspaper. Ooh. Got him. I am curious how he tries to get out of this, though. Oh, what does this mean? But I don't see how it is possible. Ah, I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning, yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics were in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. I love when Clavier isn't being a sneaky jerk and actually tries to, like, support us. In English, no less. Goodness gracious. English. The witness will explain herself, or himself. Machi says, he says... Yes? It is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard of the lyrics from me. What? Is this true, Lemoire? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. And it looks like Herr Forehead's been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes? No. I was on to something, I knew it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? Judge, time should not be an issue. You need to give every case the proper timing, or else you will convict someone. Inappropriately. And we don't want that. Because then you will make someone guilty who's not guilty. I hate that. I hate that. Why can't you just, like, be normal? You know? I get it. The Chief Justice's son is ill and he's concerned, but you still gotta hold a proper trial. What are you going to do, Apollo? If I'm going to keep on cross-examining, I'd better have an angle of attack. Or else... My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please, allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness? I understand. I mean, it's great you understand, but, like, you should have said Machi understands, because he's the witness, you know? Okay, then I'm guessing now we want to look at Lamoire. Can we go over here? Yes, we can. Her tick was the swallowing, right? I remember right. There we go. Got him.
Gotcha!
Oh, that feels good. Got him. Lamoire. I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there is little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lamar, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lamar, you're protecting Machi. How could you, Lamar? Although it's understandable. Lamar, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lamar lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English, you have to. There we go. Got him. Oh boy. Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. Oh, dang. This case has been one bombshell after another. First, Machi can see Lamar is blind and now he understands English. Goodness gracious. What? First he could see, now he can talk. And you did not know about this, Lamar. No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? Last. Machi, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those 2 gunshots, correct? Ooh. Oh, he was... Well, actually, no, we know he was there. His fingerprints are still on the vent. Apparently the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor, which would be after the shooting, right? Then there is voice. Voice or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Latus had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Panel up high, I take off. Run away, run away. So it was you who escaped through that air vent. As the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. But he didn't shoot him. You little punk. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting. Manager on floor, already on floor. The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. What is this cocoon, anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? Oh, jeez. He won't tell me. That cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please, tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. Oh, okay. Dang. So much for your precious trust, Hair Forehead. Dang you, go away. Dang you, Clavier. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Why is it always our job, you know? I guess he is our client. Apollo Eustace. More like Apollo Eustace. I don't know. That's justice. Better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some. Okay, Apollo, now's not the time to be salty about your name. Believe, I know shooting. Machi claims Mr. Latus was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it? Suddenly, I hear a revolver. Close, very close. And I hear voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Latus already dead, and then you heard shots? If that's true. So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Interesting, okay. Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh? Yeah. How did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall, isn't... Oh, Trucy, dear Trucy. I hear this from a magician. Oh, is this what he meant? When he said that his trick would be the key to the case? Wait a second. If that's what he meant by saying this, his, trick would be the key to the case, then, sorry, my brain just lagged. Okay. But, like, nobody else could fit in the vent but Machi. I'm still confused. Maybe because we don't know the trick yet. Magician? Don't look at me. A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latus. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body. And then he heard the shots? That one's going to go over well in court. Not. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says. Even lies. Trucy, that's not exactly how it works. That's what Daddy always told me. Phoenix never believed people when they were lying. He exposed everyone, even his friends. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. Well, he would believe into his clients until the bitter end, but he still exposed them when they lied. There's a difference, Trucy. So what do we do? Oh yeah, okay. You sure you won't testify, Machi? No talking, no. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. I can't go home. Can't go home? Can't go home to— oh, right. Now taking the cocoon is death. Yeah, that's right. That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So, what's your plan? If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. Who, Lemoir? Who else is there to testify? I wonder if we'll... No, the magician left, right? We're not going to be able to get him on the stand. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame, and here I thought this was your big chance to turn this case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? If Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lemoir. Lemoir?
Objection!
Dude, shut up. What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lemoir's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Lamar was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lamar dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamar? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think... I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her. Afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out. Something that Durian doesn't want getting out. So am I to understand that this is what you are saying, namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamoire's testimony? A nugget we have yet to uncover? Exactly. If Lamar was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear Lamoire's testimony once more. I don't remember much about what she testified, to be honest. Lamar, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window. And that the voice belonged to Darien Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There is, it seems, much you do not know. Okay, that's just mean. And yet it is my duty to hear about. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court. What is this? Apollo abuse? Of course, Your Honor. I was half expecting Trucy to say something too. Alright, what did you hear, Lamar? I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. In a hurry? Okay, so what we need to do, I'm guessing, is to prove that the time frame of the crime was the second set. Don't know how we're gonna do that. I know I guess the headset that we found must have something to do with it. I don't know. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I am sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth. And then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lamar was attacked because of this testimony. What, Trucy? Paulo, you know, for a moment there, you're pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Ay. Yeah, Apollo can be cool. Don't discredit him. I'm curious as to why she was like, I was in a hurry, so I'm gonna press that. Because the rest is the same. I don't remember her saying she was in a hurry last time. You were in a hurry? To go where? I was on my way to the backstage exit, as I have said. Why were you in such a hurry then? Well, I don't think that has anything to do with this case. It very well might. Please answer the question.
Objection!
Oh, go away. Are you alright, Lamar? Yes, I am just tired. Recall what I told you yesterday, Hair Forehead. Lamar suffers from serious amnesia. Please refrain from traumatizing her further. What? So he can just dismiss questions he thinks are too traumatizing? Why don't you prove her reason had a connection to the case before asking about it, ja? Prosecution's objection is sustained. Current question is moot, Mr. Justice. Please continue with your cross-examination. Lamar was attacked because of this testimony. I know she was, so something's got to be hidden there. Maybe there's some detail we're missing? Guess we'll just have to get her to fill in the blanks. Right. Okay, so do we press the rest? Okay. Is something wrong? I know I said hold it, but she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice? Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue with your testimony. Now I know what they mean about the reckless youth these days. The one in red over there is a shining example, Air Judge. Leave him alone! You're the last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. Okay. Darian Crescent. I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that's impossible? There is no way you could have heard him. Because the window at the scene was closed? Is that why? Of course. Hello, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I can try? What are they talking about? Did you hear anything else? Let's try what were they talking about. Lamar, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I have given it much reflection, but I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. The whole phrase? Remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it. The clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche. The shooter, then? Darian Crescent. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Press the switch. Oh, and we have the switch. Right here. Okay. We're getting somewhere now. Switch? And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Latouche. Oh. He said that so Clavier's guitar could light on fire. That's it. We've got our time frame. It was the second set. We got it. I thought it quite strange, myself afterward. It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? Heck, I mean, sure. I'd be delighted. It's a very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony? Maybe, Apollo? Oh, poor Trucy. Maybe faster to go this way.
Objection!
Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh? Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens I have a switch right here. You mean the Nintendo Switch? The famous, console slash, well, no, it is famous console slash portable console that is up in the charts. Sorry, I messed that up. But you know, the one with Mario on it. Is that the Switch you mean, Apollo? Oh boy. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? Problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. Stage? Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage. Are you claiming that the voice Lamar heard was of someone commanding another to press the switch? It's a possibility. Oh, got him, got him, got him. Oh, Hair Forehead, I'd call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lamoire's dressing room. Not to mention that the Gavineers were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So too have Hair Forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said. Or do you need me to shout it out for you? Oh, I love sassy Apollo. It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? Dang, okay, go Apollo. How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message to someone on stage from the dressing room. Dang, alright, I love this. Let's get Clavier, let's put him in his place. Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this? Well, why that's... What? What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking? How could this be a phone? Is that some new kind of fangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking, Judge, I swear. How? This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? From what I've heard, it's... Why does it keep doing that? From what I've heard, that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, actually, therefore talking between band members. We all had one on. So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple. True, but wait, they'll send out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with audio systems, their range is quite limited. Lamar said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Ah, exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far. The direct distance is less than 30 feet. I love that. That can't be. So when Lamar heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage.
Objection!
Oh, what now? Huh, you're claiming this is the switch in question. Why did it have to be on stage at the time? It could be placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hit it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. Tracy, you're on my side. Not his side. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch? Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where this switch was, there's little point in debating it. Ugh. I was sure this was the way to go with this. What is a switch anyway? You don't even know what that... Ay. We don't even know that basic fact. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. Oh, we're getting there. I'm so excited. I love when things start to connect. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about the switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, you have no further information to share concerning this switch. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is. It's the Nintendo Switch. Alright, I'll stop. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking the switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what the switch is? Am I going the right way? I want the fire thingy.
Take that!
Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this? That's That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? How? How? How in the world is this a phone? What? What are you supposed to do? Hold up the cylinder to your ear and then like the wires into your ear? Ugh, okay, Judge. Poor Judge. This is an igniter. What phone looks like this? Exactly what I was saying. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying this switch is a remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Not again. Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Okay, no need to be that dramatic. I don't think he was gonna end up burning the courtroom. Sorry, that was a bit more fire than I'd expected. My whiskers had caught on fire. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah. And his guitar went uppity up in flames. Exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right. He got it in Borginia from Lemoire. He said the sound was amazing before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. Dang, okay. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Hair forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lemoire, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Latouche and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed, and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. But something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really, it seems pretty simple to me. Here we go. Hair forehead, don't destroy what little respect I have for you. Uh-oh. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. Uh-oh. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? His simple story simply makes no sense. Think. That night, my guitar caught fire, yes? Cause may have been this, indeed. However, guitar caught fire during the second set. That's right, of course. The guitar caught fire during Lemoire's song. There's our time frame. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. That's what we've been made to believe. Oh my gosh, I can't quite understand how... Unless... Oh. But like... I was just thinking maybe they played the sound through the TV, because there was a TV set up in there with like a tape player. But like, what could they have played that had like gunshot sounds? Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty. See, his story makes no sense. Are you sure about that? Oh. What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. What premise is this, specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act. Yay!
Objection!
What's this? Detective Emma Skye heard the shots and found the body. All this happened in the third act.
Objection!
Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely, that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Oh, you'd like it to be insane, wouldn't you? Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. You know that a remote-triggered igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. Yay! What? Order! 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 That goes against evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes? Hey, he's right, look. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look. Why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through. But little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose. Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin? If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet Hair Forehead raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after... That the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The criminal followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he'd followed the lyrics the whole way. Order, order, order. That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second.
Objection!
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh no. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic, for it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction here, Forehead, one I've pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lamore have heard a voice through it? Oh. I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Oh gosh, that's right. Right. Lamore's testimony is my entire case. But wait. Lamore would have heard everything through the headset, right? The only thing though is the gunshots. Would those have played during through the headset? That voice she heard, the shooter's voice. What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying, press the switch. And near the crime scene we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't all be a coincidence, but how do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated, immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Care to tell us how Lamore heard the voice? Key point, to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Okay, Justice, you've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lamore heard a voice. And she heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lamore able to hear the voice? Ooh, cliffhanger time! Alright, wait, I just want to see. Window's open, she has divine hearing? She was somewhere else. Ooh. I think she was somewhere else would have to be my guess. But I'll make that guess next time. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Oh my gosh, we're getting there. I don't know if this will be the end though. Or if we're gonna have one more day. Or if we corner Darien during this, which I think we will. I'm just confused on a few things. How the gunshots were able to be played. Obviously the stage act will be explained if we get Lamore to confirm where she was. And then the stuff with the cocoon as well. Oh boy, I think we still got a bit of a ways to go. Alright, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one, where we hopefully get closer to cornering Darien. I think we're close to that part at least. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you later.